Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to take you along on this plant tour slash update on my latest plant import. I want to show you how the plants are doing. I got these plants from Kartel Daun and all 5 of them are still here, and it wasn't easy, let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I unboxed them on 28th of November last year, so 6 weeks later we'll have an update. I'll show you how they've been doing, what have been happening, and later on, not all of them, but some of them I will be reporting, showing you the juicy, nice, noodle looking roots, and just, chat about my soil mixes I decided to pick for these plants and stuff like that. So hopefully you will enjoy. Also, along this video somewhere I will insert some footage of my husband and my baby Baloo, like the puppy, going on a cozy, nice walk outside in the woods. Some little footage for you to keep your mind somewhere else. I've been checking the internet daily to see how the LA is doing, and I feel so sorry, and my heart goes out to the people who've been affected by the fires in California right now. This is so scary, and I hope everybody's families are okay. Stuff we can rebuy, things we can re-get, but most importantly, I hope everybody is safe and healthy. The animals, oh my gosh, I don't even want to go into the animals, into the gardens that people have been, putting so much work for years. Anywho, let's not talk about it. I won't be working on your nerves in today's video. This is specifically actually a video to keep your mind off of this situation, at least for a while, at least for like half an hour, and have a little time to relax, to breathe, to maybe work on your plans and just have a little bit of meditation. It won't be very upbeat video because, if you probably can hear, I am a bit sick right now, so I'm not doing my best. So keep your fingers crossed I won't lose the voice along this video, and hopefully all of these plants will be happy. Oh, I need to move that. Hopefully all of these plants will be happy with the new homes I will bring to them and stuff like that. So moving on into the updates on these plants. So I got once again this box on the very last week of November, on the 28th, and honestly it's like a 50-50 situation right now with these plants. All of them arrived in completely great conditions. The transit time wasn't too long. I feel like they were in the transit for about 4 days, so it is actually pretty great in my opinion. And once again, all of them are here, but not all of them are thriving. Some of them are. So let's probably go one by one. I have my list just in case I forget something to mention. Very professional. Let's jump straight into it. Alright, let's probably start from the Anthurium King Crystallinum crossed with Blue Papillilaminum. And honestly, this one is one that I have been worried about the most. This is the plant that it was looking actually pretty great. It was the favorite plant from this whole unboxing at that time for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so stoked, look at those veins, let's flip and go. But then things started to happen, and one by one I started to notice that the roots on this plant started to die off, to rot off, so I immediately started to cut them off, and at this point we're left with this empty stem. The good news are that we have one root growing out here, and the whole journey with this plant I actually have, by the way, a little side note, I have Scindapsus slash Marble Queen cutting in here to promote the growth. I know this is like kind of a hack. Anywho, so this specific anthurium wasn't the easiest because it just kept on rooting the roots, and the rot was spreading to the stem, and I was so afraid to lose the whole plant completely. So like every single week or so I would cut off the rotting roots. Oh my gosh, every single week I would cut off the rotting roots. I would put it in peroxide and water mix, disinfect the wound, and put it back into the water, and it just kept on rotting on me. So at that point I started to panic. I went ahead to look in the internet the best options for this situation, and a lot of people were like, you need to put it in a perlite. I have another one, we'll jump into this one as well. You need to put it in a perlite. This is like the magical thing that will help your anthurium to not lose roots anymore, and I did that. It actually had new root popping up, and I was like, okay, we can do it. I will put it in perlite, everything will be great. Spoiler, a week later I took it off to check on it, and even the new root was rotted off, so I panicked once again, put it in peroxide mixed with water, and put it back into the water, and so far it seems okay. The most confusing part about it is that it is growing a new growth point. Like, new tip. Can you see? This is a tip that grew like, I don't know, maybe 4 days ago. And also we have this juicy, nice root growing over here. So for now, I won't be doing anything. I'm so happy to see some changes, like for the positive side, like not rotting. As you can tell, the stem is completely naked. I cut off all of those roots and I was worried a bit, should I cut off the stem as well? But it is actually looking pretty great. It's not mushy or anything. So for now, I'm just leaving it be. But honestly, not a single root is growing from the bottom part of the stem. So maybe for those of you who had more experience with anthuriums, maybe you would suggest me what should I do from now on. Should I cut off that bottom part of the stem and just leave the nice thriving top, or should I leave it be and maybe from some time it will grow some roots? Honestly, I'm very confused about this one. I did not lose any leaves, thank goodness, because they're all fabulous and beautiful. It seems like it's growing a new leaf right now, even though it's struggling. So very confusing plant so far, but for now I won't be changing. I think about it. I want to keep it happy. Add a little bit water in that root, and hopefully maybe 6 weeks later I'll give you a fabulous update and show you, look at those roots and look at those new leaves and stuff like that. But it's not today. So you know what, probably let's just go ahead and put it back into the greenhouse, because it is growing in my tiny IKEA greenhouse over here while it fits, and I don't want to mix any conditions for it to change anything. As long as it's starting to show me some good signs, I'm like, be there, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay. Moving on, let's move on to a little bit more fun update. I have this Hoya undulata over here, right? And this one is a wonky one, and at first a lot of you actually suggested for me to cut it, but I actually just let it be in the water, and I thought, oh, I will cut it maybe later on along the way. So what happened, I put it in water, let it be next to my grow light, and unfortunately it did lose the fragile new leaf that it was unfurling, which was a bit unfortunate. But right now it actually started to grow me new growth point, and I don't want to cut it yet until those baby leaves are growing. Look at those, so fun. So today what I want to do actually, since it grew me so many new beautiful juicy green roots, I want to go ahead, pot it up, have a little stake for it to keep it a little bit more stable, because for now it was actually just attached to my shelf. I just used some rope and attached it to the shelf. Right now I want to add something more stable, and later on along the way, maybe in a month or so after these new leaves are all grown up, I will prop it, and hopefully since then we'll have a nice bushy Hoya. But this is a very happy Hoya. Another one is not so happy. So soak in this happiness and cuteness. I'm so excited that we did lose only one singular leaf. Very exciting, very beautiful, very happy. So this is very fun. Another Hoya on the other hand is the Struggle Bus 3000, but we'll jump into it a little bit later. Right now, let's go into the cross of Anthurium papillaminum / forgetii and Dark Phoenix. Wait, it's this one. Yes, it's this one. This one, okay. This is, I feel like this is the happiest plant in this whole unboxing. It just kept on growing those nice juicy roots for me. Look at all those noodles. Right now it has like twice more roots than it had when I unboxed it. Plus right now it actually is growing a baby leaf. Can you see that little tiny spot? Future Svetlana, please show it to the people. So flipping cute. And I know it's not the best time right now to repot it since it's growing that baby leaf, but also I feel like I will try not to touch the roots too much, since I won't need to untangle them from sphagnum moss or perlite and stuff like that. I'll just plop it into the soil. Hopefully the nutrition boost will help this leaf and it will be happy, grow huge and humongous, because so far, I mean, this one is doing great. This one is definitely doing great, growing so many juicy roots. I'll show you them while repotting, of course. Another anthurium is also Dark Phoenix, but this one is crossed with Self. And this one is also doing pretty great. Just like I mentioned in the beginning, this one is growing in perlite. Look at this, this is the newest leaf it gave me. It actually came in the mail with this new baby leaf unfurling, so it did not size up too much. But also I planted it in perlite and I can see some roots popping through the sides. I can see some roots popping through the bottom. So I feel like this is gonna be a great time to check on the roots, plop it into the soil mix that I have for the anthuriums, and I think it should be great and ready to be potted up. I mean, all of them have been standing in water for 6 weeks right now, so I feel like it's perfect time to do something about these babies. And the last one is Hoya lacunosa asamia, and this one is probably the saddest plant of them all. Unboxed a nice decent bunch of this Hoya, and just day after day just kept on losing leaves, and then I started to panic. I cut off some of the branches and tried to propagate them in perlite, and some of them rotted for me, and right now I have left I think only 2 branch cuttings, but these ones honestly seems to be okayish. I can see couple baby tiny roots popping through the sides, so fingers crossed I will manage to save this baby. I know it's not as glorious as it was when I unboxed it, but it's a variegated Hoya, so it is a little bit to be expected, you know, and hopefully soon I will give you some nice updates, but for now this is how we're looking. It's not the best, but also it's still here. Not whole thing, but at least couple things are still here, and that I take as a win. You know, it wasn't easy once again journey with this one, just like with the crystallinum cross. So I'm happy I managed to save at least a little bit of it, and hopefully soon I will show you more fun updates just like with that anthurium. But right now I will plop it back into the greenhouse together with that anthurium, and we'll jump into repotting those cute happy plants that I just showed you. And these ones, hopefully they'll bounce back. So sometimes I notice that you just need to threaten your plants. That's when they start to grow, or else flipping start growing. So we have those plants out of the way, and right now we will go ahead onto the repotting part, which is in my opinion a very fun part. I'm very excited for it, and today I'm gonna be trying out some new things. First of all, these are my first anthurium hybrids. I mean, almost first, but these are the first ones that I imported that I am a bit worried about. I feel like they're like little tiny treasures over here that I need to keep alive, and I know they can be a little bit perky, so I went ahead and ordered online some pretty cool pots, but silly me did not look at the sizing, and I got this size pots, which if you look at this tiny baby plants, this is way too much, right? I actually love this pot so much because we have a lot of holes through the sides, and my biggest panic after, you know, fighting for that crystallinums hybrid from the rot, my biggest panic mode is to not rot all of these babies. So I feel like this pot with all of that airflow pockets, but also that is see-through, is like the best option for me in the whole universe. The thing is, since it is too big, I feel like this one should be pretty okay in that pot, but I just won't be planting it all the way up. So we'll have a soil level till like here. So I feel like this is going to be perfect, and later on, after I will see some new roots growing, after I will see that it is happy, I will plop it out, add a little bit, like a couple inches soil level in the bottom, plop it back, and add like an inch or so of soil on the very top, and fill this whole pot. And at the same time it will be, you know, adapted to this pot's conditions, and also it won't be rotting in like a bucket of soil that is not filled with roots. Does it make sense? I feel like, look at this. So this is for the Phoenix and Papillilaminum and Forgetii hybrid, right? The other two actually are still in baby stages. I'm not sure how much of the roots are inside since it's in perlite. I cannot see it as I can see it in the water, for example, right? So I'm not completely sure how it's doing. So I thought we'll have a simple plastic pot for this one, and this size I feel like is more than perfect. Right? Makes sense? I feel like it does. Makes sense. So this one is going to go into tiny pot. It does have a lot of drainage, so we should be okay, question mark. And the last plant is Hoya undulata, and that one I wanna once again to put on a stake. I have this nice acrylic stake for orchid blooms. I feel like somebody was asking me about this stake. Oh, I have this one on my Hoya Sarawak or Sabah. I think Sarawak. So this is actually a stake I got from local big box store from Depot, and it's a simple stake for orchid blooms. So nothing too crazy, but actually pretty convenient because it's see-through, it doesn't catch your eye that much. And I feel like to maybe plant it in this kind of cup. I wanted something a little bit more tall, since this plant is pretty tall and the stake is pretty tall. I don't know. I have a plan B, and I have a simple see-through pot once again. This one is not clean, but you know, it should be okay. Also, this one is a pretty large. size. So I would rather work with this because the diameter of this one is way smaller than that one. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that. You'll be the judge. And lastly, the soil mixes. So I had a little dilemma because I've been looking and doing research on how people like to grow their anthuriums and hoyas, and there are so many different options. You can grow them in leca, you can grow them in pond, you can grow them in soil mixes, in sphagnum moss and stuff like that. And I decided to go kind of the easy way with the help of the company from Lithuania, the local company called Polapu, that sent me the most coolest mixes for the plants ever. Let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. So I have these bags. This one is for Hoya, bam. I have another bag specifically mixed for anthurium, and each of them are so unique. Some of them are more chunky, for example, as this anthurium mix, it will have a bunch of cocoa core, it will have an orchid barks and stuff like that. This one, on the other hand, is like 50-50. I can actually read it to you. So it dries relatively quickly, lots of air and space for thicker epiphytic Hoya roots with bark and cocoa husk, right nutrients for your Hoya. So I feel pretty confident in the soil mix. I actually already used this company soil mixes for my alocasias and several Hoyas, and so far they are doing pretty great, to be honest with you. They're working on the new leaves, so I feel this kind of confidence in this company's soil mixes, and right now we'll try them out on my anthuriums and Hoyas. And I feel like this is something, this is like an extra step that I can avoid, especially when I'm busy and don't have time / space for many different ingredients for your soil mixes, like, you know, a bag of cocoa husk, a bag of perlite and stuff like that. You can have just simple pre-made mixes for your plants and lose that one stressful step of preparing soil mixes and making sure they're great for your plants. I feel like this is great. So we'll check it out, try it out together, and later on, once again, I will give you some updates and we will see how the plants are doing and if this company is actually great, because so far as I've been talking with them, they seem to be very confident. I also noticed Basic Plants, another plant YouTuber, using very similar mixes to these bags. I'm not completely sure, I might be wrong, so you might check it out. Maybe he'll have some more details, maybe he's using it for longer, but for me it's like first steps, especially for anthuriums. I haven't even opened this bag yet. You know what, we can do it right now. I love these Ziploc bags. Just look at this. You open this. Satisfying. This is so satisfying. Then you open it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got it. Oh yes. Oh yes, it's very chunky. And it's with a Ziploc bag, so you can close it whenever you don't need to use it again, and it's helpful. It seems to be very helpful. Okay. You know what? Let's flip and do it. Let's flip and do it. Since this one is in water, this is Dark Phoenix / Populaminum / Forgetii hybrid. So cute. Not sure which one is the mother, which one is the father, but these days you never know. Sorry. Okay, so let's work on this one. Actually, I'm so excited to use these pots. I never had these specific ones, and I noticed more and more plenty parents using them, so I was kind of curious to see what the dealio is all about. So I guess we'll figure this out together. Wait. Okay, just checked if I'm using the anthurium mix right now. Okay, so far I can see. Wait, I can show you up close. Look at this. Chunky, lots of perlite, lots of husk, which is also very helpful. And what I love the most, little tiny activated carbon pieces, just to make sure that your plants won't rot in that mix. Oh, that makes me feel way more safe and secure already. Maybe one more. Okay, that should do it. Bam. I'm adding this much in the bottom. And let's see at those roots. Oh, this is so satisfying. Look at all of those. This plant is definitely ready to go ahead and be planted. Look at this, so cute. Bam. I'll try to keep it very stable. Don't mingle those fresh roots. Okay, careful. Careful. I feel like I'm working on some kind of surgery right now, since these plants, once again, are pretty special for me. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. Oh. Look at it, standing by himself. Oh, those babies are growing so fast. Okay, I feel like this is actually a pretty good choice of a pot, of a soil. I noticed more and more plant collectors are starting to refuse to grow plants in pond, which is interesting tendency, honestly. I'm so curious to see where this will take us. I don't want to bury it too much. Just want to make sure all of the roots are covered. Once again, I'm not squishing the pot, I'm not squishing the soil because those roots seems to be very fragile. So I'm just letting it be. If there are some air pockets, that's okay, because after filming this portion, I will go ahead and water this pot, so all of the pockets hopefully will fill in. Okay, and I feel like we are all done. Oh my gosh, just look at those big chunks of activated carbon. Flippin' beautiful, flippin' beautiful. I will add it closer to the plant. So cute. Okay, and we are done with plant number 1. Once again, I'm not planting it all the way up. I left like a couple inches of air over here, and also after watering, since I wasn't pushing the soil mix down, it will go even lower. So I feel pretty confident in that, especially seeing all of those nice holes for the airflow. Ooh, that makes me very confident. And lastly, let's not forget to add the beautiful Kartel Daun label. Bam. Beautiful. Plant number 1 all done. Oh, I cannot wait to show you some updates and chat with you like, oh my gosh, just see it, all of those upsizing leaves, this is insane. Ooh, stuff like that, so exciting. Okay, since we have opened anthurium back, let's go ahead and work on another anthurium. This one once again is growing in perlite, so I'm not sure how it's doing. Let's prepare the pot and let's reveal those roots. Oh, very nice. Okay, feel like this should do it for now. Bam. Nice, cozy little pot prepared all for you. I actually don't have, you know what? Let's use one of those glasses I have. I don't have any other dish to put the perlite on. Gentle. Oh, okay, this is exciting. Okay, so we have the freshest root just filled with perlite attached to it. And I'm happy to see that not a single root rotted on this plant. I'm not afraid to leave that perlite, to be honest with you, on the roots, because this will add a little bit of airflow. Just look at how nicely the leaves are sizing up. This still have a seedling baby leaf right here, and the newest leaf is already this size. The last one was actually a bit bigger, so hopefully after planting it up, it will grow me a nice and juicy large leaf. Honestly, right now it feels like maybe it is a bit pregnant. We'll see. Once again, we'll give you updates. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's hope you can. Bam. Once again, don't want to touch too much. Touch too much. Bam. Okay, this one is doing fabulously. Oh, this is so cute. Cannot wait for it to upsize, but also a bit scared for it because I don't have space, like a bigger cabinet for it. Maybe wait till my birthday, maybe then I'll be a good girl and get one IKEA cabinet that I want. Okay, trying not to squish too much, so don't go crazy. Okay, we seem good. Bam. Another beautiful baby, all in its new home. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for it. Honestly, right now, before jumping into the Hoya mix, while I will clean up, get rid of this soil bag from the screen, we can go ahead and look into the footage that my husband filmed this morning with Baloo, because they went on a nice walk outside and it's so ambient, it's so chill, also with some zoomies. So hope you'll enjoy this little commercial break from my husband, and we'll jump in the Hoya business.
Likas. Likas. Likas.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed this work together with my husband, but right now it's time to bounce back into the planty business. I have this glass dish. I have this plastic cup. It's of course without holes. I can actually make them with scissors, but right now I'm thinking, since this plastic pot is way more like heavier, it's way more stable, so I'm actually leaning towards using that one. So let's try it out once again. Won't fill it all the way up, and hopefully that will do the trick. Also, I'm gonna be using this Hoya mix. Once again, thought about using Pon, but then for some reason it seems like Hoya undulata should love. This is Hoya undulata SP Splash, by the way. I'm not sure if I said the whole name. Oh, by the way, the label on the Phoenix. Oh my goodness, almost forgot. Oh, this is so satisfying. Look, now it's all professional. So let's do the same thing with the Hoya. And I can already see the difference in this mix for Hoyas. Look at this. There are not so many chunks as it was in the Anthurium mix. There's also way more of coconut husk. That's nice. I can see a little bit less perlite as well. And also those nice chunky carbon pieces. That's so nice. Activated carbon, I mean. This is lovely. Okay. This is very nice. Oh, okay, I take my words back. There's a decent amount of orchid barks. I just did not got them from the first scoop. Well. Okay, don't want to add too much in the bottom. So about 1.5 inch, maybe a bit less, maybe an inch. Bam, right? Let's take that baby and see what we are working with. Ooh, look just at that bush of roots. Look at this. My goodness. You can see some old roots, but you also can see so many nice green fresh roots. This seems like a happy plant for me. Let's immediately add it to this. Bam. Okay, wait. How do I... Bam. Oh, this is great. I hope you cannot hear my neighbors doing some renovations. Right. Of course, this trellis won't be helpful for a long time, since it's already the size of the plant, but hopefully soon I will prop it and later on add it to the mother plant. Actually can see little fresh new growth point in the very bottom of this plant, so that would be very nice to have after, like already existing growth point after I will prop it. Bam. Okay, last scoop. Okay, I said I won't fill it all the way in, but okay, I actually didn't, so okay, give me a break. Me talking with myself and arguing with myself. Classic. Okay, bam. So much more to use on the future plants, very exciting. And this is it for the Hoya undulata. Let's add the splash, I wanted to say, the label. Well, I hope it will stay as stable as possible. I mean, I won't be moving it too much, so it should. Look at this. Beautiful, happy Hoya. Ooh, so exciting. And I feel like this is it for today's video, guys. We do have all of those beautiful plants ready in their home. Hopefully very soon I'll give you some sweet updates and show you the nice new leaves. Maybe, who knows, maybe blooms. Okay, let's not go crazy. I don't want blooms. Actually, right now, all I want to see is new nice growth, new growth points, new leaves and stuff like that. So keep your fingers crossed. Leave any kind of recommendations. Maybe you have some experience with these beautiful anthuriums or Hoya. Everything is always welcome. Once again, I am not a magician. I am not like a professional houseplant grower. So I always love to see some tricks, some tips to help me out along the way. And hopefully this video was a nice getaway for you. Maybe you did some of your own plant chores or repotting. Let me know in the comments. Let's chat, like this video, subscribe for upcoming planting content. And of course, before leaving, let me teach you a language lesson. What should we teach you? Okay, since today is Sunday, I actually never taught you how to say Sunday. Let me teach you how to say Sunday in Lithuanian and in Russian. If you want to say Sunday in Lithuanian, you need to say sekmadienis. Once again, sekmadienis. And if you want to say Sunday in Russian, you need to say воскресенье. Once again, воскресенье. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any kind of winter reminding emojis for you, maybe some snowflakes, maybe delicious cup of coffee. Let's chat once again in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one.